Hello, hi guys, greetings around the world, wherever you are. Welcome to STEMGo, saving time, energy, and money in your business. Basically, being productive, being efficient, being effective at what you do. So this is for business owners, and this is a show that has talented business owners on the show who actually come on and share some of their business productivity know-how. Today, I've got a lovely guest, Marguerita Vorobioff, and she's here to join me.
Well done.
Join me for sure to talk about one thing I think that a lot of people struggle with is procrastination.
Absolutely. Gosh, my husband gave me a book several years ago for Christmas that was The Art of Procrastination. That was the title. I went, what are you trying to tell me, darling? And,
Sure.
in a world where we have an ADD society, it's so hard to stay focused when we've got so many distractions that yeah.
There is so much as a business owner that there's a lot of potential of what you can do these days, what you can use, how you can use it, you can use it with. And I think sometimes it becomes pretty overwhelming for the best of people who don't normally procrastinate, right? And I think it's become worse for us as business owners because there's so many avenues to explore. Don't you think?
Well, absolutely. And business now is very different than it was. I mean, the landscape is so different than it was even 5 or 10 years ago. And for the most part, we're trying to wear all the hats.
Sure.
Because so many of us are solopreneurs, so we're trying to do everything. And if there's no plan in place, it's easy to get into a cycle of just doing and not achieving. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest things around procrastination is fear. The thing for so many people that causes them to procrastinate, the underlying reason is fear. So, and most people don't understand that. They beat themselves up. How often do you beat yourself up because it's like, oh my God, I should have been doing this, but for the last 3 hours I've been doing this and I haven't really achieved anything. And that's I've experienced that often. It's an ongoing focus is an ongoing thing that we have to work out. It's not something that you just have and then you're really good at it. It's just something that we need to foster and develop and nurture all the time. So with procrastination,
what do you reckon the fear's about, Margarita? What do you reckon? I mean, like you say, a lot of people don't recognize it. They don't recognize it as fear. What do you reckon is that fear about in terms of not being able to move forward with things?
There could be multiple things. So our fears come up to stop us because it could be a fear of success. It could be a fear of failure, fear of change, fear of rejection, or fear of judgment and criticism. So for instance, let's say, because video is a prime example. We all know that video is the future. Basically, in order to develop a know, like, and trust relationship with our audience, video is where it's at. And it's such a powerful medium. But when people go to get on video, I don't have the right lighting, or, my hair's looking crap today, or, there's all these reasons we procrastinate because we're afraid to get on the camera. We're afraid of what other people are going to think about us, the judgment and criticism. What are they going to think? What if I stuff it up? And all this other stuff. There's also, as I said, the fear of change. So we are hardwired to fear change to a certain extent, some people more than others. I, for instance, drive my husband insane because I have a very small fear of change. So every day we wake up, it's kind of like, so what's your day going to look like today, darling? It's like, what new tangent are you off on this time? I'm a squirrel. I'm a terrible squirrel. I have to work so hard on my focus.
Sure.
So and not getting just drawn away by those distractions.
Sure.
But some people, on the other hand, are so afraid of change because we fear the unknown.
Sure.
And it's identifying, if you recognize that you're procrastinating on something, don't beat yourself up. That's pointless. It's just dumping on yourself when, there's so many so many effective ways you could be spending your energy. If you are wasting it just beating yourself up, then there's precious energy that you're never going to get back.
Yes.
So if you're procrastinating, sit there and think, why am I procrastinating? What is it behind the procrastination? Is it fear? Is it a self-doubt, lack of self-confidence and self-belief?
Sure.
Is it that you're not really connected with your vision? So what is your compelling why? People talk about a big why. I talk about a compelling why. So something that's going to move you beyond all the challenges and the disappointments and the failures, which are inevitable in business. Get used to it.
Sure.
Stop attaching meaning to the failures and the disappointments and the challenges. They're an inevitable part of business. You cannot succeed without failing.
Sure.
And when you sit down and say, well, why am I procrastinating? Am I afraid of something? Or is it just not the right time? Sometimes we procrastinate because it really isn't the right time. There's something inside of us that is just saying, it's not quite right yet. But in order to know what it is that's stopping you, whether it's something internal, because everything is internal, whether it's something that's an internal fear or self-doubt, or whether it's a knowing that something's just not quite right yet, then when you get good at knowing that, then you can do something about it. But if you just beat yourself up, go, oh my God, I'm just so lazy and I'm so stupid and I should have done this by now, then it's not helpful. It's not helpful.
It's not helpful, is it? Because we don't feel great whenever we do that anyway. It only serves the purpose of making us feel worse about what we're doing and who we are anyway. So
exactly. And it doesn't help get whatever you want done. It just makes you feel bad. It's a bit like when you're feeling really down and depressed and you sit and you eat a bucket full of ice cream. It's like, well, the ice cream tasted nice for the 15 or 20 minutes that it took to consume it, but then you feel even worse because you just ate a whole bucket full of ice cream.
That's it. And you really regret that thing. Yes, for sure. So it's about recognizing, sitting down, reflecting. Not a lot of us have time as business owners. I know I hear this all the time. I don't have time to sit down and think about things. I don't have time to reflect on how things are going and evaluate things. But in fact, it's probably one of the best things that you can do when you're thinking about doing any kind of change, isn't it? Is to plan well, but also evaluate what's working and what isn't. And most, like you said, most importantly, thinking, how am I feeling about this? Why am I feeling this way about this? What is it? Is it a genuine thing about I shouldn't be doing this? I'm really going down the wrong road here. Or is it about a perceived sense of you're not being good enough, or you're not being worthy enough, or not being, you're not going to be good at this. You expect failure before you started. So it is that self-reflection, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And for those who say, I don't have the time to do that, you really are shooting yourself in the foot, because I have seen over and over and over again the importance of the internal work. If you are not making time for the internal work, you are really setting yourself up for a long, torturous journey to get to where you want to be. If you want to fast track your progress, it is making the time. And that excuse of I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have the money, they are just excuses. They are not valid reasons.
Yes.
And I know it sounds a bit harsh, because people sort of say, but you don't know my life. It's just so full and I've got so much to do. Yes, but we've become very good at being human doings. When we make the time to really identify, it's the Pareto 80-20 principle, which I'm sure somebody has spoken about before on your show, is that 80-20 principle where you identify, you can 80% of your results, 80% of your activity is going to get 20% of your results. If you identify the 20% of activity that's going to get 80% of your results, you're going to be 5 times more productive.
Absolutely.
And one of those things is doing the internal work, is working on the mindset, is identifying what the fears, what the doubts, and then clearing those out. It's doing the journaling, it's doing the gratitude list, it's writing out your 90-day vision every day. All of these things will fast track your success. They may feel like or appear to be, oh my God, I'm just wasting time when I've got so much to do. But in actual fact, those are the things that are going to make you so much more efficient and effective and aligned. So a big part of procrastination is if you are not aligned, fully aligned with your vision, with your purpose, with what it is that you are working to achieve, with the actions that you're taking, with your values, huge one. If you are not fully aligned with your values, then you will procrastinate for the next 20 years because it doesn't align with who you are. It doesn't resonate with you.
Absolutely.
So all these things that people say, I don't have time for because they seem trivial and they seem like they're wasting time. In actual fact, these are the most effective ways that you can spend your time before you get into the doing part. We all know we need to take inspired action. And I guess this is another point about procrastination is that if you have a list of activities that you don't feel inspired to do, are they your cake or your cringe? As one of my mentors once said, are they, if they're your cringe, then you should be looking to outsource those as soon as you possibly can. If they're not part of your core genius, then getting somebody else to do those. And again, if you're talking about, I don't have the resources, then start a little bit at a time. And because as soon as you free up the time doing the crap that you don't want to do, that takes you so long, that isn't the most effective use of your time. And if you think of it this way, if you're doing something that you can pay $20 for somebody else to do, when your time is worth $250, seriously? Is that really the most effective use in your time? How can you scale your business when you're doing stuff that you can pay somebody $20 an hour to do? Or if you're outsourcing it overseas, you could pay somebody $8 an hour to do.
Yes,
Come
absolutely
on.
so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. Is it, Marguerita?
It's not, but
I think a lot of people use the time excuse and the money excuse and the energy excuse, and they know they're using it, but why are they using it? Is what we're saying today is reflect and why are you making those excuses? What purpose are they serving?
Yeah, absolutely. And how are they holding you back?
Are you not aligned?
Absolutely. So how are those things holding you back? And it's really know yourself. Know yourself. Because when you get truly honest with yourself and you know your weaknesses, your failures, you know your fears, that is power. Yes, that is when you lock into your power, because once you identify those things, you can either do something about them.
That's right.
Or you can navigate around them.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. So that reflection is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. So for some people do genuinely struggle, don't they, Marguerita? They struggle to be able to do this themselves. And so this is where people like yourself come in, because you're able to be an objective other that stands back and is able to observe from somebody discussing what's going on and feeling hopeless and helpless about that situation, is making all the excuses and knowing they're making them and not sure why they're making them. It is good sometimes to talk it through with someone that you know is not familiar necessarily with. Sometimes family and friends, they're great, they pitch in where they can, but sometimes they get in the way actually of us being able to make good decisions, don't they? So it's good to talk to someone who has that ability to take a step back like yourself. So you're a mind coach, aren't you? You help people to do that, to help them to get out of those holes that they get themselves into. So how can people get hold of you if they want to come and see you and to talk to you and get some ideas of how they can get out of this situation and not get into those habits of procrastinating? Where's the best way to find you?
Okay, well, my business name is Pitbull, as you can see on my shirt. Great.
Pitbull. Hang on, let me just read your name. There you go. Pitbull. Yes. Awesome.
So if you want to find me, just go to pitbullmindset, mindset.com. Awesome. You'll find free downloads there. You'll find lots of information there. I've got blogs and blog posts and all sorts of stuff. So you can get to know me before you sort of contact me if you want to contact me. And for my job is to really identify what's really going on. So the hardest part about this is really identifying what's really holding me back. What is the story? Because everything's a story. What is the story that's actually stopping me from moving forward? And then I can help you to clear that through EFT or energy clearing or anything. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yes. Valuable advice, guys, today. It's so common. I've seen it so many times, and we've all done it. We've all procrastinated at some point about something.
Hands up, I have days where I get to the end of the day and go, where did that go? And what did I do? What did I actually achieve? So
absolutely. We all do it. We all do it. But it's about how to get through it, isn't it? It's to find strategies to manage it, knowing that we do it. If we don't know we do it, we need to know that we do it. And if we are doing it, what strategies can we actually use to get ourselves out of there as quick as possible?
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. That has been awesome. We've covered so much in such a short space of time.
I know, 15 minutes. I don't know how I did it.
Hey, you did. You know your stuff. That's how you did it. And so we did procrastinate one little bit on that show, didn't we? That's fine. Stunning. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. That is awesome. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. So have a great and productive day. Awesome.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Marguerita.
Bye, everyone.
Hey, what a good show that was, eh?
Cool.
We managed to cover a lot of stuff in a short space of time. So I talk fast. This. Yeah, you do. Marguerita's still in the green room talking well. So yes, I'm just going to wrap up the show. So just guys, just remember procrastination. If that's a problem of yours, there is great easy ways to manage it. There are some great solutions. There is hope for you guys if you are a procrastinator. So yes, so you know where to find Marguerita. You can also come to the STEMGo Saving Time, Energy and Money page, and you'll find a lot more content on how you can be productive, effective and efficient in your business. So all the best for today. Have a great and productive business, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.